In the early 2010s, pop music was inescapable, and specifically in the UK, so many black artists were dominating the pop charts. From JLS, Tiny Temper, Alexandra Burke, Tyre Cruz, these acts were receiving mainstream worldwide attention and recognition. It really did look like they were on the path to long, larger-than-life careers. They had the star power, they had the charisma, they had the talent to have done so. But behind the glitz and glam, they faced intense media narratives, label politics, colorisms, and many problems that they were navigating quietly, which ultimately forced so many of these acts out of the public eye and out of the music industry as a whole. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the question, why is it in the UK scene we have a huge history of scrutinizing black entertainers and black acts? And we're really going to be asking ourselves, what really happened to the biggest black UK stars of the early 2010s? So stay tuned for this video. Before I get started on this video, I'd like to give credits where credits is due. I thought of this concept of this video through Cameron Suzanne. She really did inspire me, so shout out to her, she's the best. Now let's get into the video. The early 2010s really did change the music industry as a whole due to the rise of social media and digital platforms, with platforms such as SBTV, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram slowly emerging. And one digital platform that you just could not miss in the early 2010s, the X Factor. Just to put into perspective just how big the X Factor actually was, in 2010 it had its viewership peak with an audience in the finale at 19.4 million viewers, and the series averaged 14 million viewers per episode. The concept of the X Factor is actually genius because it gave an opportunity for ordinary people who had no industry ties or industry connections to anyone, to showcase their talents and to actually garnish fame and recognition from the show. The X Factor was quite literally a grueling machine because they weren't just looking for people who could sing, they were looking for people who could perform, people who could sell records, people who actually had the it factor. And one person who I really believe displayed that it girl factor from the get-go is Misha B, or stage name being Misha B. We'll talk about that a bit later. If you really want to be wowed, you should definitely check out Misha B's audition for the X Factor. At just the age of 19, she really showcased her strong vocal abilities and rapping skills, as long as stage persona and confidence as well. Misha B from the get-go was already seen as a fan favourite and someone who was most likely to win the show as well. She even made it to the live shows, and throughout her live performances, she really experimented with fashion, with clothing, with style, dance, rap. But what was meant to have been one of the biggest moments of her life and career was really ruined by microaggression as well as racism as well. On the 5th week of the live shows, Judge Talisa publicly accused Misha B of being a bully towards people behind the scenes in rehearsals. Talisa also publicly said that contestants complained about her being mean and intimidating and how she upset so many people behind the scenes. I think one of the biggest things that's frustrating about this is that this really did ruin her image for the public. Us as an audience, we didn't see any hardcore evidence or proof of her being a bully. It was just the fact that Talisa had said this, Louis Walsh had said this, so now headlines and articles are going to run with this and make this persona that she is a tough bully. Misha B in 2020 went on Instagram Live to really talk about her experience in the X Factor and the PTSD that she went through from that show, and even it got to a point where she was thinking of harming herself during that show period time as well. And the frustrating thing about watching her IG Live is that behind the scenes she had to deal with racism, she had to deal with contestants bullying her. Where was the support for her? Where were people standing up for her? And the second that she stood up for herself in front of contestants' faces, that's when she was labelled as difficult, hard to work with, or making contestants feel uncomfortable and sad. If you remember when I started this section of this video, she auditioned as her full name of Misha B, but later on it was recommended that her stage name becomes Misha B. And one thing that Misha did struggle with looking at it years later is that conflict of maybe Misha B sounded better for like a commercial standpoint, but also as well, they were able to push that narrative of her being Misha Bully, because that was kind of like the ongoing like phrase that they would use in like media outlets to call her Misha Bully. One toxic thing that I feel like so many black people have heard, specifically in the workplace, is that in order to get ahead, you have to play the game. And oftentimes playing the game means tolerating disrespect. For example, if you're a black person in the workplace and you feel like your boss is taking advantage of you, don't complain or don't bring it up because you don't want to sound difficult to someone who's higher up than you. Do everything in your power to stay in the good graces of the people who are above you. And let me tell you this, it is impossible. Actually, scratch that. Maybe it's not impossible, but it doesn't actually mean that you're immune from being disrespected. That's what I want to say. Ooh, that's a word. And the first person that comes into my mind to prove this point is Alexandra Burke. As someone who grew up watching and loving the X Factor, I really do vividly remember Alexandra Burke, more so her live show performances, and just seeing the way that she performed, her beautiful voice, and being like, this is a superstar. And Alexandra Burke went on to win the X Factor in 2008. And I remember vividly as well, another core memory unlocked. When she brought out Beyonce, I was like, okay, this is cinema. This is cinema. This is absolute cinema. Everyone else who's here, just go home. She's won already. For Alexandra Burke's time in the X Factor, she really showcased her versatility as a performer and as an artist as well. And notably as well, she didn't go through any controversies or get bad press as well. After winning the X Factor in 2008, she went on to release her debut album titled Overcome in 2009, which garnered hits such as Hallelujah, Bad Boys, which was my song, by the way. I like that song. And other hits as well, such as All Night Long and Broken Hills as well. And even though everything looked picture perfect for Alexandra, she still had to deal with racism behind the scenes as well. In 2020, she took to Instagram to talk about some of the mistreatment that she faced from the British music industry. After winning the X Factor at age 19, she was told that she has to work 10 times as hard as her white counterparts because she is black, which is a phrase and saying that I hate so much. If you want to have a deeper discussion about this, check out this video right here called The Adultification of Black Youth. She was even told as well that she couldn't wear braids or wear an afro, and they even told her as well that she had to bleach her skin as well. And she refused to bleach her skin, and I'm so glad that she did. But just so disheartened that someone even had the audacity to tell her to bleach her skin. And it's just clear evidence of the colorism that dark-skinned women face in the music industry. And if you don't know what colorism is defined as prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a darker skin tone. No matter how insanely talented Alexandra Burke is and was, she was automatically branded as a black woman in pop or a dark-skinned woman in pop, rather than seen as a pop star. Her race was put first, which subconsciously tells the story that black people, black women, dark-skinned black women cannot become pop stars. They don't have a place in the pop industry. Maybe it's easier to categorize you in categories like R&B and hip-hop, but pop? No. The rules for the music industry are different for men and for women. To become a global stature as a male pop star, you don't necessarily have to have the biggest choreography, be the best vocalist, or be able to perform and dance and give it your all. And in the early 2010s, there were so many black male UK artists who were actually dominating the pop era of music. Artists such as Labyrinth, Tayo Cruz, and Tiny Temper as well. They did a really good job at marketing themselves in a global mass audience, with songs like Tayo Cruz's Break Your Heart peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and Dynamite peaking at #2 on the Billboard Hot 100. And we cannot talk about this time period without failing to mention JLS. JLS have seen immense success throughout their career, such as having 5 UK #1 singles, their debut album selling 1.4 million copies as well as going 4 times platinum in the UK, as well as this also winning 2 Brit Awards as well. A recurring theme that we had seen from so many black UK pop stars is releasing a successful album in the early 2010s, maybe another one the next year, then another one the next year, and then from 2013, 2014 onwards, we don't hear any albums from them. A big reason why I can say that this is the case is because of the changing trends in music. EDM music, pop era music, that era of music was slowly fizzling down. So for so many pop acts in general during this time period, they were kind of just like, okay, I've done what I've had to do, I've done what I've had to say, the pop era of music is done, what else is there for me to do? And that's exactly the route that JLS took after they dismembered in 2013. They felt that they had achieved everything possible from #1 singles to arena tours and wanted to end on a high rather than fading away. But on the flip side, you could also question, did JLS split too soon before their sound could have fully matured? And you can also ask this question for so many other black UK pop stars as well. Artist development is seen as the foundation for a long-lasting music career. It encompasses refining an artist's sound, image, business and fan engagement strategies to help them grow and sustain their career. And so many artists who were so big in the early 2010s had to go through artist development in order to sustain relevancy throughout the ongoing decades. Look at acts such as Bruno Mars, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj, just to name a few. And I feel like one of the biggest and strongest reasons for artist development camps is actually finding your voice and actually finding your sound and your place within the music industry. And I feel like there were lots of black UK pop stars that actually generally did want to mature their sound, maybe leaning into more R&B influenced music, hip-hop influenced music, even Afrobeats influenced music. Afrobeats was starting to slowly emerge from like 2013, 2014. And I feel like the biggest problems that these artists would have faced is labels not being sure, where do we market this kind of music? Which radio stations do we put this music to? Which audience is this music for? I feel like the pop industry is fine with having black acts, but only if they act in a controlled way. And this is a problem that we still see to this day. It's like if you're a black pop star, you have to do this following 3. Make a good pop song, make a good couple pop records where it's like, it's radio friendly, it's fun for the GP. Don't be controversial and don't really talk about race in your music as well. And with those three factors, as an artist, it takes away so much of your freedom and so much of your identity as a person as well. And if you want an example of this, especially in present day, the first person that I think of is Leanne. Leanne Pinnock in an interview said that she wanted her debut single as a solo artist to be My Love featuring Ira Star. And if you haven't heard of that song has got such a Afrobeats pop vibe to it. But her record label insisted that she made Don't Say Love her debut single, which has got more of like not to discredit her, but it's got more of like a generic pop sound to it. And in response to Leanne's interview, I saw an amazing tweet with a user saying, "This is so sad because what was not good enough about this to become a hit? This song is so good, incredible music video shot in Nigeria, amazing features, serving choreo. Wait, I know, it was too black. If this was her debut, it would have genuinely changed her career." And I feel like for so many black musicians, specifically black pop stars, what they can and can't do is really policed. And I feel like that's something that isn't always given weight for white pop stars. Look at someone like Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran can venture off and make Afrobeats music, R&B influenced music, hip hop, jazz, you name it, and it's automatically seen as, wow, Ed Sheeran is so versatile as an artist. But let's say, for example, JLS wanted to make that sort of like artistic development to making Afrobeats music, R&B influenced music. Labels might be like, oh, we're not too sure how we're going to market this, ironically. For this next section of this video, we're going to be discussing Where Are They Now? And debunking the myth that some of the biggest black entertainers of the early 2010s fell off. And let's start with JLS. JLS have been stepping back into the spotlight again after a nearly 8-year hiatus since their third album, Evolution. They released an album in 2021 titled 2.0, and in 2021, 2023, and 2025, they have been headlining comeback tours as well. I've also seen in 2026 they're going to be headlining summer outdoor shows as well. I've even seen as well they're going to be in Brighton on May 22nd, 2026. That's my birthday, so who wants to take me out? JLS, May 22nd. If you want to do something a bit more closer, next month we can actually go see Alexandra Burke live in theatres. Alexandra Burke is going to star as Shaka Khan in the world premiere of I'm Every Woman, the Shaka Khan musical, running at London Pearkins Theatre from the 5th to 28th of March 2026. And Alexandra Burke has seen so much immense success in the world of theatre as well as film and TV as well. Notably, she starred as Rachel Marin in the West End's edition of The Bodyguard. She debuted this role in June 2014 and has since toured in the UK in the years of 2015, 2016, 2018 as well as 2019 as well. She also made her film debut in 2023 with the British drama film titled Pretty Red Dress. We've also seen Alexandra Burke on platforms such as This Morning and BBC Breakfast, where she's candidly spoken about her health issues, navigating grief, navigating motherhood as well, that balancehood between motherhood and workhood. She's been a massive advocate and openly speaking about her mental health as well. Someone who's done an incredible job at keeping consistency in the music industry following the 2010s pop era of music is Labyrinth. Labyrinth has seen immense success with his collaborative album of him, Sia and Diplo, released in 2019, which has accumulated more than 1 billion streams. He has also since 2019 released 4 albums as a soloist artist as well. One of his biggest achievements to date is also winning an Emmy. He won an Emmy for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics for the Euphoria song All For Us featuring Zendaya. He composed the soundtrack for the hit show Euphoria that was first released in 2019. And as someone who's watched Euphoria and actually loves Euphoria, his music just adds so much extra layers to just like the context of the show. Labyrinth has done an amazing job at navigating his career from a UK artist to reaching global worldwide recognition. And if you'd like a further discussion about this, I actually have a video titled The Real Reason Why Black UK Entertainers Have to Go to America to Succeed. So I think you should check that out after you finish watching this video as well. There are lots of artists that take a break from music or just don't return to the music scene, and that decision is entirely theirs. And Ty Cruz is proof of that, and he's even said that fame wasn't the end, like the biggest goal for him in his music career. He has so many credits as a writer, he has penned so many great songs, even songs of his own career, such as Break Your Heart and Dynamite. He has also wrote for acts such as Cheryl Cole, Ollie Murs, Nick Jonas, and he even has writing credits in J-Lo's I'm Into You. J-Lo was just collecting as many black people as she could behind the scenes and in her songs as well. It's actually really sad. I was not present when all of this happened, but in 2020, Ty Cruz actually tried to make a comeback, but in September 2020, he actually had to delete his TikTok because of the bullying that he had to endure. Ty Cruz actually had to delete his TikTok in 2020 due to all of the backlash and hatred that he had to get. So many people claiming that he was begging for clout trying to come back into the music scene. People were calling him irrelevant. Even people were making videos mocking him, which ultimately led to him deleting his TikTok account and also feeling that he was going to harm. And this is just a sheer example of just being mean for absolutely no reason. As much in this video I've spoken a lot about executives and labels and people in like important powers of positions, equally us as fan bases, us as audiences, we can also scrutinize, bully so many black acts just day in, day out, which ultimately just leads to so many of these acts just being like, what is the point of making music? What is the point of me actually following on with this if I'm just going to just go online and just get bullied for absolutely no reason? Lots of musicians and just public figures as a whole are really trying to venture into behind the scenes roles and opportunities. And someone who's living proof of this is Tiny Temper. Tiny Temper has really been in his entrepreneur bag, and even this year is going to be a guest judge on this season of Dragon's Den. He, alongside Dumi Oborota, I apologize if I said his name wrong, are the founder of the record label titled Disturbing London. The notable acts that they have signed under their name are Young Bane, Kida Kuds, and Pounds. He also founded and launched a fried chicken restaurant in London titled Wraps, and this happened in 2022 as well. And on that note of ownership, we have to talk about Misha B and talk about where she is right now. Misha B is currently an independent artist and she's still releasing music to this day. She has a very good social media presence with over 140,000 Instagram followers. She's also the founder of Museum Misha, a platform that is dedicated to exploring the power of art through sound and wellnesses. Her business as well also offers the opportunity to host sips and paints. As well as this, she also sells her own original artwork as well. When it comes to this discussion of what happened to the biggest UK black stars of the early 2010s, it's wrong to say that so many of these acts fell off. Because as you can see, they're still booked and busy. It is still a shame that factors such as colorism, bad press to online bullying has hindered the growth for so many of these notable acts. The only silver lining from those horrible situations is that hoping that from all of this, discussions take place, music executives and labels actually listening to these conversations and listening to the voices of black acts and performances and musicians, behind the scenes, crew, cast crew, everybody in the entertainment industry who black. And another reason for this video as well is just to shine a light of recognition of so many of the black UK pop stars who have paved the way for this new generation of black UK sound. I think of acts, who's doing their big one? Pink Pantheress is doing her big one, Olivia Dean is doing her big one as well. Flo, Jack James, Summer Banton, 9 Days, Victor Ray. Honestly, the talent pool in the UK scene is amazing. If you know any more acts, please just comment down below. Everyone check out so-and-so, everyone check out so-and-so. Don't gatekeep. Put them on. Comment section. And as always, I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you so much. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on my social media as well. Will be down below in the description. Don't be afraid to shoot me a DM as well. And I can't wait to hear from you guys soon as well. Gonna be pumping out more videos for you guys. So like, comment, and subscribe. Check out more videos over here. And I'll see you in the next one.